Welcome back to Business and Politics. We're talking to LEAH and BRYAN at the Philippine Marketing Association. Let's talk about PMA. What's going on in your organization? Obviously, you're doing advocacy on sustainability. You're doing mentoring, also as an organization, but also as individual members. What can we see in a near future from you guys?
So maybe I'll start. The PMA is also doing its national marketing conference.
Okay.
It's the gathering of marketers all over the country to talk about metaverse marketing. Our theme or our title is called Ready Marketing One, inspired by the film Ready Player One.
Okay.
Well, the
like
film
to gamify everything.
Yes, gamified everything. So we would be talking about actual use cases, actual successful case studies abroad that could be implemented here in the country, and even local case studies that could be seen by the CMOs and the SMEs to implement in their own company. So that's one of the...
When is this happening?
It's going to happen on November 8th.
Okay.
At Dusit Tani Hotel.
Is that something that people can go to, or do you have to be a member of the PMA to attend?
It's open to everyone.
Okay.
We'll be announcing the ticket platforms where they can purchase. It's open to all. If you want to know more about metaverse marketing, actual executions, possible executions, omni-channel, all the things that we've talked about earlier, there'd be an in-depth talk with the experts that we've invited, local and abroad.
Interesting. And then for the youth, what's the? Is this something that they can participate in as well, or is this mainly for the
professionals?
Professionals,
only.
yeah.
That's why we also want to invite you to become members of the Philippine Marketing Association. And
what does it take to be a PMA?
Well, as of the moment, our parameter is you need to have at least 5 years experience.
Okay.
But if you are a manager, you are functioning as a manager, we only need at least 2 years.
I see.
As an experience, yes.
I see.
So in PMA, it's not you do not just learn. You are actually being a platform to elevate your career. You get to have awards.
Yes.
We also have Agora awards for the professionals and also for the youth. So we recognize top caliber
marketing
professionals.
What about companies that are looking to network or maybe to get some coaching? Is the Marketing Association a place to do that, or?
Yes, it's a community of thought leaders.
Correct.
And then we, being as a head of them, maybe we can act as mentors to the young ones.
Or we
learn from them, reverse mentoring.
Sure.
We learn from each other practices, actual execution. So sometimes because we're agnostic and there's various industry in PMA, you get to learn her industry, his industry.
Sure.
An example is I don't know anything about papers, but when I met LEAH and PMA, I get to be immersed in her company.
Yeah. Well, since you brought it up, that's very interesting. You work for Prestige Paper Products. Certainly the topics of sustainability, right? It comes to mind. What drew you to the Philippine Marketing Association, and how has it benefited you as an executive of Prestige?
Well, because I think this is the perfect platform to really promote for, responsible promotional materials.
Okay.
Like, as we know, we do a lot of point of purchase materials in marketing, especially on the retail aspect of it. We do a lot of posters. We want to advocate more biodegradable and recyclable materials. So this is a perfect community for that. And also, we also want to advocate better packaging to elevate our brands, especially for the micro, small, and medium companies, to become more globally competitive in terms of packaging, but keeping sustainability in mind. Because you cannot just elevate your packaging, but doing a lot of plastic lamination, or still packaging it with plastic.
So sort of like
because the trend right now
defeats the purpose there when you do the lamination, right?
Yes, that's why being me in the my presence in the Philippine Marketing Association is that we also have some sort of we call it self-branding or personal branding. So I'm known in the Philippine Marketing Association as a sustainability advocate.
Okay, what about you, Brian? I mean, your business interests are more diverse. But what are you known as in PMA?
In PMA, I started there volunteering for events, and my company is really more of the creatives and event execution side.
Okay.
So we actually did, together with Donald Lim, the first Philippine Blockchain Week, and we did the Southeast Asia games of the Call of Duty Mobile.
Okay.
So I'm into really, as a millennial, I'm really into gaming and the new emerging technology. So we support the creatives, graphics, execution. Actually, next year we'll be launching newer games as I step down as the president. So I'll be focused more on our business. And aside from that, we have a mall. It's called 88 Square. It's located.
It's a family business.
It's a family business. It's located at Parañaque, and we have in relation to sustainability, we have the first interactive SDG museum in the country called Changemakers 2040. So if you get to visit that, you'll be immersed more when it comes to sustainability while integrating AR, VR into the equation. So it's a combination of both when you visit that interactive museum.
Well, Brian is the metaverse guy
Okay.
in PMA.
You're the sustainability guy.
He's the metaverse
you're the
guy.
metaverse guy. But just going back to something more serious, and we started with this question. How far are we from, your vision of the future of marketing? Because we talk about these technologies, we talked about the problems on the ground here. You guys are practitioners yourself. You talk to other practitioners. Are marketing professionals competitive in this new era of metaverse, AI, quantum mechanics? I mean, how far are we from becoming really major players, you think? Filipino businesses, Filipino managers, Filipino marketing professionals, how far are we?
Siguro I could say that we are not really that far.
Okay.
Because we
So it's good.
are really curious, and we really seek the knowledge, the advancements. You'd see Filipinos participating into international conferences, and we are fast when it comes to migrating, adapting.
Yeah.
So maybe it's part of our culture, and as Donald Lim says, we are not probably far to become the Asia's blockchain capital of the
Philippines.
of the world. Asia's.
Although I must say that we are not yet at the maturity stage.
Yes, we're still
That's why
on the learning
there are a
stage.
lot of communication efforts still that we
Sure.
need to do.
Sure. And what would be the message of that? Is it, as you said, about sustainability? Is it about ethics, or is it simply know-how? Because as you said, we're not too far off. But when you say there's communication that needs to be done, what would the messaging entail?
Well, when it comes to probably with metaverse, what
So basically, the
Brian
technical, is that what it is?
Yes, the technical know-how, because the creatives, we have it already. Even outside countries outsource it from the Philippines,
Yeah.
right? So with the push of the government, with the push of private entities to really empower everyone, all the stakeholders, we are really towards there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying that we're there already,
Yeah.
but there are some companies already who's practicing it. We just have to follow the examples.
Sure.
But in terms of planet, we are lagging behind. So we need to have more concrete actions now because the
Okay.
communication part has been done.
Sure.
Especially,
need to-
we need to push,
Yeah. You need to act on it.
act on it.
Okay. And then, the government is doing a lot of digitalization. But, with the purpose of reducing bureaucracy, do you see some convergence there with what you do? And I don't know what particularly your customers say about, not just with marketing, but maybe in doing business in general in the Philippines. What are you hearing from them?
First, I applaud the president's really pushed for digitalization,
Yeah.
right? There are a lot of platforms really collaborating with the government to really execute the best way to really digitize our systems, our processes. It's just that not all are really adopting yet. But if blockchain would be adopted, examples of applications would be NFT, land titles, national ID that
blockchain.
is an
That's
NFT
very
in the
interesting,
blockchain. So, you know,
And we
you,
need to
you
work on the
prevent
data privacy.
data
Yeah.
privacy. So, you know, there are so many things. We've implemented the blocking of the SIM cards, and yet right now we're still getting text.
I'm still getting.
Yes, you're still getting text, right? So
Yeah.
it's actually the enforcement of law. And for sustainability, if I may just add, because there's a lack of there's a lack of ecosystem. For example, the recycled waste, the recycled plastic. There's no end buyers. Right? You recycle it, but who's buying the recycled material? So, you know, the enforcement of the EPR law is also very important. And, you know, there should be a value chain, total value chain. Not just only collecting the waste, recycling the waste, but who's using the waste.
Yeah. But we are still very hopeful that it's going to be implemented well, because they are anchoring the private institution as well.
And the consumers is also demanding from it. Aside from gamification, sustainability is really one main aspect that consumers are looking at. I think the data is
And
around
establishes
64.
loyalty also.
Interesting.
And the Gen Zs are really more cognizant in terms of, you know, of sustainability
And
as well. And then they
purpose.
buy products that resonates with them. They buy products that has value. So that's why we as marketers as well, we need to prepare ourselves in terms of catering to that market. Because 5 years from now, we will be mostly catering the Gen Zs. These are the complicated market that we need as marketers need to address. Because the millennials, as they said, are actually they accumulate a lot of things, but they are not very concerned in terms of the generational shift. There is a generational shift, actually.
Interesting. Well, you know, it's such an interesting topic, but that's the time that we have for this program. I want to thank you for taking time for this. But before we go, maybe you'd like to leave our audience with a message. Ladies first. Would you like to say something to our audience before we go?
Well, first, we would like to thank you for inviting us. At least we have another platform to really communicate our advocacies in the Philippine Marketing Association. And then at the same time, we would like to anchor everybody to become more sustainable, not only by talking. It's not only about talking about it. Let's all take action.
Sure.
And thank you.
Bryan?
First of all, yes, thank you for inviting us to the show, and I'd like to invite everyone to join us and experience metaverse marketing at the National Marketing Conference happening this November 8th at Dusit Tani Hotel. Please stay tuned to the Philippine Marketing Association page for more details.
That's something we'll definitely cover. Once again, Leah, Bryan, thank you for making time. I'd like to thank our viewers watching this program. I'd like to thank Pastor Apollo Kibuloy for making this program possible. This has been Business and Politics. I'm Dante Klinkang, and I will see you next week.